That's right, everybody. Welcome back to the channel for yet another custom showcase, but not really one on a, one thing in particular. Yeah, this video will kind of be like a UC Weapons Modification Station, if you remember what those are, or, had a good childhood like I did. And thankfully today, ladies and gentlemen, we have quite a bit to look at, not just in terms of customs, but new additions to the collection. So without further ado, let's just jump into this. I think we'll start with the customs, and number one, ladies and gentlemen, we have an N-scale Bruno. And this, I'm not gonna lie, pretty simple, but also a custom I really enjoyed making. So as some of you guys can probably tell right off the bat, this is an N-scale old-timer caboose that has been repainted and turned into Bruno. And I know Bruno is technically, not a bobber caboose or one like this, but bobber cabooses are just my favorite kind in general. They're adorable. So these things happen. And believe it or not, this was a pretty simple custom to make. I got the original caboose, took the decals off, and added some Bachmann buffer beams on either side. These come from a troublesome truck, I believe. Repainted the body in a maroon red, added a black roof and some windows, as you can see there, and little white lamps on the backside, a little bit of red there on the brake. It's just kind of, a simple caboose, but that's what I want Bruno to be. He's a caboose. Now, truth be told, the face I'm kind of 50-50 on. This is a capsule fill-up, and I kind of, filled in the eyebrows a bit to make it look more like Bruno, but even as is, I can't say that's the most Bruno face in the world, but I figure you don't just want to take a troublesome truck face and smack that on a caboose and call it Bruno. That's kind of disrespectful to the character. So, yeah, in time, expect that to change, but for now, I think it does the trick, and yeah, the buffer beams were painted in a bright yellow, the buffers painted a black, and the couplers painted black. Again, it's pretty simple, but I do quite enjoy it. It's just a small Bruno, and does make consists a bit more interesting. Now, I may add his numbering there on the side in time, but that isn't something I've got to just yet, because I don't have decals that are small enough, sadly. But again, yeah, we do have Bruno, and pretty much he is done, so expect to see him on the back of consists, or just, around in general. And yeah, this definitely did inspire some, I want to make the Sodor line caboose that Lionel did, like that blue one now. So, expect more of these in due time. But ladies and gentlemen, we don't just have Bruno to talk about today. We also have a, well, if you followed me on Twitter, you've seen this guy quite a bit. Modified James. Yes, I even went ahead and modified the box a little bit. As you can see there, it says Tickled Pink James, TTTE, item number 501TB. So, just a little bit of a nod to me and, what exactly you're looking at here. Oh, just a heads up, Bachmann trains do not come with pieces of track, even though I think they totally could and should. That's just a piece of Kato track I keep in this box, if I, ever want to take display pictures of it. Moving on, though. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing here is a N-scale Tickled Pink James, and pretty simple, I'm not gonna lie. There's not a lot to it, but it very quickly has become one of my favorite customs I think I've done in a very long time, and hopefully you'll see why. So when I got N-scale James, I was kind of tore on what I'd do with him. Would he stay normal? Would he be turned into something more unique? Unique one out, and hopefully you can see why. This is just this is such a fun project, in my opinion, or was to make, even though, again, it's really not done, as I'm sure you can tell by the handrails. So James in Tickled Pink is not only a livery, or lack thereof, an episode I think that's underrated, it's one that I think is undermodeled too, and we don't really have many toys of it. I think there's a single mini, there's a capsule, and one of those other Bondi, I think, toys. That's really it. They didn't do much with Tickled Pink James. So that's where I come in. I kind of did it myself. You didn't have to, Bachmann. You're welcome. And also, in a way, or at least I think, worked to correct the original Tickled Pink James, since why would you line and number a primer coat? That just seems so redundant. It also looks kind of stupid, not gonna lie. Now, it does result in James being a bit bland, as you can see here, but at least it makes sense. It's a proper primer coat in this condition. Oh yeah, we managed to paint not only the running board, but the body as well. We've got that in black. These are all in pink. Everything that was in pink in the episode is on the model as well. I repainted the buffers and little detailing in there. And we also still have a black cab. And I do hope to, in time, maybe add a crew, some detailing back there. And again, the handrails. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, we also have a beautiful Classic Series face that was printed by Trainstorm and painted by myself. And that is added there. Now, funny enough, these do have positionable eyes. And here's a smiling James face I haven't painted yet. The way I've been making these eyes is with clay. I, you know, just kind of pop it in the back, pop them out, put the pupils on, and glue them in place. So yeah, there is that. Eventually, James will have a smiling face, so maybe I'll record that process and, you know, show you that. And again, I do still plan to do the handrails here. I'm just kind of waiting on either a good paint or a good fine-tip silver paint pen, so I can actually do those. I do not trust Sharpie with something that fine, and a project I'm this far into. Yeah, I can't lie. Pretty quickly, this James not only became so much more unique with that Classic Series face and pink livery, but it's something I really like. You know, I like my engines to be something that you'll never mistake. If you see it, you'll know it's TrainBoy's. I kind of feel like this James hits that. If Tickled Pink happened in an early Classic Series season, there you go. This is pretty much what it looked like. And if it was actually accurate, you know, this is supposed to be a primer coat, so you're welcome on many fronts, Mattel. But yeah, that's pretty much James for now. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on the process with that. I don't plan to add any lining or numbering or anything like that, but do plan to do those handrails. And maybe the dome. I don't know if you guys are fans of Caleb Train. You should be, but Caleb Train recently made an Origins James that was, you know, the one in black. And he left the dome black on his model. And I really liked that. So maybe as a nod, this one will stay pink too, you know, because it's just kind of it completes the model, I think. And if there's not any other gold besides this, kind of makes sense. I don't know. Again, we'll see, and I'll be sure to keep you guys updated with that one. That's probably my favorite in-scale project to date. But we also have some things that were added to the in-scale collection in general. Now, ladies and gentlemen, everything you're about to see here is courtesy of the Metallian. He kind of really set me up in terms of in-scale rolling stock. Just wait and see. Yeah, we're just gonna push those right there. That is a lot of rolling stock, if you couldn't tell. Maybe that angry face makes a little bit more sense now, doesn't it? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. All thanks to the Metallian, I think I have more in-scale rolling stock than I've ever had in any other scale. Besides Tomy, of course, but look at all this. This is quite a bit. We're gonna make some pretty fun trains. And ladies and gentlemen, we also have quite the variety. As you can see here, we have some Sax's Salt Vans, and we have 3 of these, which I'm not gonna lie, are some of my favorite. Salt Vans are my favorite pieces of rolling stock in general, or some of, so to have 3 of these, I'm not gonna lie, is pretty freaking cool. Now, besides those, we also have some tankers. As you can see here, we have 3 shell ones. 3 shell ones and 1 mobile one, which is also pretty cool. You can't really have a proper freight consist without some sort of oil or tanker, so, you know, no complaints there. We've got quite a few different NE plank wagons, or 3 of these kind, I should say, and then 1 smaller type, which I did put a troublesome truck face on already, but that's just kind of because it's so cute, and I feel like that works very well. Let's see. Oh yeah, we also have a mineral car, which has been slightly weathered, again, by the Metallian, and we also have a Toad brake van, which... Do I wish it was Bachmann's Toad? Yes, but we'll get that in time. This is just so cool and cute to have in general. Look at those little decals. Look at the little brake. This is freaking awesome. I love this. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we don't just have those. We also have some plank wagons he made and weathered himself. Again, these look so cool, and you know, will probably serve as my rusty siding wagons, or just, you know, the ones that James especially does not want to pull. But either way, we're set. Like, look at all this. This is pretty freaking cool. I think it's time we take all this stuff to the layout and get some running footage in, wouldn't you say? It's a little bit overdue at this point. I feel like I've been talking for like 2 hours. Sorry. Except I'm not.
What the? Uh-oh. That's... James, you son of a bitch. I mean, if it works, I guess. That's something. That is... Okay. Alright, great. That's... Good job, buddy.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.